but I will not go down. I will fight for this. I will fight. I will keep on fighting on until the end. I will fight for this. I will fight to live. I will fight until the day I rise again. I will fight for this. I will fight for this. I can read the writing on the wall. Know what tree is rise or fall. No one wants to die, but it's not enough to survive. I will fight for this. I will fight. I will keep on fighting on till the end. I will fight for this. I will fight to live. I will fight until the day I rise again. I will fight for this. I will fight for this. Fight for this. I will fight. I will keep on fighting on until the end. I will fight for this. I will fight to live. I will fight until the day I rise again. I will fight for this. 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 I can feel the weight of a heavy wall.
Walking around in circles, carrying your burdens. Don't know what to do, 'cause it's too much for you. Reaching out for something, coming back with nothing. Don't know what to do. Is anything left for you? I'm begging you please to hang on, hang on. I'm begging you please to hang on, hang on. Hold your head up high, hold your head up high. Hope is just around the corner. Hold your head up high. See it in your eyes. You were born to fly. Hope is just around the corner. Hold your head up high. Hold your head up high. Memories can hurt you, how the words can burn you, making you feel alone, turning your heart to stone. Life can be a nightmare, leave you feeling so scared. What are you gonna do? Where are you running to? high. Hold your head up high, hold your head up high. Hope is just around the corner. Hold your head up high. See it in your eyes. You were born to fly. Hope is just around the corner. Hold your head up high. Come back to life. The fire inside. The fever is breaking. The shadows are fading away as I sharpen the knife. Can't take me out. No, I ain't going down tonight. Not over yet. Ain't gonna quit. No matter what. Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. Even if I fall, I'll be up again, 'cause I'm a fighter. I am a fighter. I'm a survivor. Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter. Under attack, skies going black, sirens are sounding, I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm breaking the silence at last. This is my life, and I'm coming to take it back. Not over yet, ain't gonna quit, no matter what. Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm a survivor. Even if I fall, I'll be up again, 'cause I'm a fighter. I am a fighter. I'm a survivor. Never lay down, never give up. I am a fighter.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Happy Saturday, happy March. I can't believe it's March already. Whew.
Yeah, craziness.
How you doing,
It's
Patrick?
craziness. Doing good, man. What about you?
Living the
What about
dream. Always.
you? Living the dream. Always living the dream.
Always living the dream. I could tell you what kind of dream it is. Yeah. So I said in the chat that we recorded 2 videos with Alex yesterday, and so for the Patrick did one, I did the other, and for mine, I'm like, oh no, I got a shirt for this, and yeah, the videos didn't turn out.
Oh yeah, the pilot shirt.
Yeah, the pilot, the pilot, the pilot.
But
Who needs
what happened to
co-pilot? I'm the
videos?
pilot.
What happened to the video? So
Well, because I had it configured in a way to support Patrick and something else he was doing, and I forgot about it, and it messed everything up. So it wasn't
oh,
captured.
this is my fault.
No.
This is my
It was
fault.
mine for not remembering that I needed to switch it back. So one thing to realize, tip of wisdom, when you think about or you hear like, oh, we need to figure out the root cause, typically there's usually more than one thing that contributed to the root cause. So, just saying. No, Gaston, I am the pilot. I'm not asking where is the pilot. I am the pilot. Yeah. All right. So I got to figure out how to get back into all of this. So first off, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. If you are new to the live stream or GuyaNaCube in general, put hashtag new in the chat. We love seeing all the new faces and new folks, and we want to say hi and welcome you. We're happy that you're here. And then also, let's see if I do this right. Did I do it right? Yes. So shout out also to the members of GuyaNaCube. We appreciate your support. You help us do what we do here on the channel. If you see folks with either a green name or the GuyaNaCube logo next to their name, those are members of GuyaNaCube. So thank you. If you want to learn more about becoming a member, you can check out the item on the screen, the link on the screen, or you can hit the join button down below, and I dropped the link in the chat as well. So just no commitment required. Just thank you for checking it out, and we appreciate it. Members, hold your questions till the second half of the stream, and Chatmaster C will let you know when to get them in. So excellent. I heard a beep. What was that? That was Patrick. You got a Teams notification of some kind. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is.
Because I can see your screen. I'm like, what was that? All right. There was something. Oh, yeah. Let's see if this works. Yeah, so FabCon is coming up at the end of March. We're going to have some of the pre-con or the pre-conference workshops. And then the main conference starts on March 31st, April 1st, and then April 2nd in Vegas. We'd love for you to join us. Patrick and I will both be there, and we'd love to see you. So go to the link to learn more, and when you register, be sure to use code CUBE200 to get 200 off of your registration, and we will see you in Vegas. All right. Let's see who is new. I know I saw one. Venkata is new. Love it. Chantel is new. Welcome. And that was it. All right, we got 2 new folks. Appreciate you being here. Participate in the chat. Engage. The community is great. I'm very happy to have you here. All right. Yeah. So, Patrick, did I miss anything?
No.
All right, cool. Let's get into the rules. So, rules for the live stream. So, get your questions in. Please put Q: in front of the question to get it queued up. One time is all you need. Chatmaster C is standing by to get them in the queue. We usually get a lot of questions and we don't get to all of them, and so apologies for that. But one time's all you need. We'll do our best to get to it. Rule number 2, we have a 3 strikes rule here on GuyaNaCube. And so if you do spam the chat after 3 times, a moderator and or Chatmaster C will put you into a timeout. So please don't do that. 1 time is all you need. That's it. And then also members, again, hold your questions till the second half. Chatmaster C will let you know when to get them into the chat. And then there was something else. Oh, yeah. If at any point you have a burning question, you want to make sure it gets answered, Super Chat is the way to jump the queue, either in open chat or on the members only side of it. And so definitely take advantage of that if you definitely want your question. We will prioritize that next, regardless of the queue. When you do the Super Chat, just make sure if you want to do a question with it, make sure you type in the question when you do the Super Chat. So, all right.
Type it in.
That is not true, Mark, but happy to have you here. And then James and Ravi are both new. Welcome. All right, let's get into the queue. Patrick, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So Prachi, you got 3 questions there. So I'm gonna pick one, and then we'll come back to the others if we don't have anything else. I don't know which one you feel is the most important. So let's go. I'm going to go with this one because I thought it was interesting. So, yes, I know, Mark. Okay, so how can we estimate the capacity usage to keep costs below an F4 or an F2? But during development, we are reaching higher usage thresholds. How should we approach this? We get that question all the time. Like during our day job and whatnot, it always comes up. Like, how do I know what capacity I need, or how do I make sure I'm using it effectively? What do you think, Patrick?
Man, there's so many things there.
So it depends.
Shoot. Yeah. Yeah. It depends.
It depends.
Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about it depends. I'm out of practice over here.
I know.
Right?
I know. It's
and
been
so
a bit.
what I always say is start small. Right? Start as small as you possibly can and start testing and doing stuff, and use the capacity metrics app to monitor your capacity to see, at what levels, at how much CUs or how much of the resources of the capacity you're consuming. And that'll help you determine what you need. And if you need more, scale up. Be careful. Thomas just said this. Copilot, be very careful with Copilot, because Copilot can bump up those costs really quickly.
Well, on an
but you
F2
gotta
or an
manage
F4, you don't
all-
have Copilot.
Oh, that's right. And so, but then you need to manage all the artifacts in your capacity. And so you got to make sure that you're monitoring your data set size. You need to monitor your lake houses and figure out what you're doing in your lake houses. But you just can't go and say, hey, I'm going to have these ridiculous jobs and not try to optimize anything in it. So
Is that an actual type of job? Is a ridiculous job?
yeah, that's a ridiculous type of job in Fabric. And so you need to make sure you monitor everything. And you can, I know there's lots of people that's using smaller capacities to do lots of work out here. So you just gotta, you gotta test.
What would
iterate, test.
qualify as a ridiculous job? Can you give me an example?
So, I'm not that great at Python. I'm learning Python. And I had one job that was going out to capture all the comments from 6 YouTube channels. And over and over. And if you look at our YouTube channel with all the replies, there's an insane amount of comments out there. And it was absolutely ridiculous. And the job killed the capacity. So you need to be mindful of the type of processes and things you're doing on your capacity. So
So I saw Prachi mentioned metrics app also shows 20% consumption, but still getting error. So what error? What's the error? Like you didn't mention an error.
Some query run shows by system in metrics app.
Yeah.
There's something else under there.
So in the question though, you said you're reaching high thresholds, but you say it's only 20% consumption. So I'm confused on that. I don't understand that. So some queries show
capacity.
Run by system in metrics app. How do we trace? Yeah. So that's a good question. I should do a video on that in terms of the system stuff. And so some of this also, I know there are some items where they're working on like some of the metadata stuff. Some of that came up. Make sure you're on an updated version of the capacity metrics app. Usually it tells you to update. But I do know that a release went out in February. So one thing you may do, and I know sometimes the system thing, there was an actual issue with that, which was corrected going forward. So previous items won't be addressed. But go update the metrics app. I'm doing it right now. I just deleted it. I'm reinstalling it. And then go back and look and see if things change. I know they made some adjustments based on feedback and whatnot. So that's something to go look at too. But the metrics app is really going to be your place to go do that.
And I'm really curious, what are you developing, Prachi? What is it? Are you developing just a warehouse, a lake house? Are you doing real time?
All right, they're getting throttling. So throttling means you're way more than 20% consumed.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're over 100% consumed if you're getting throttled. And now if you're saying though that the metrics app doesn't reflect that, then that's where support should be. You need to explain that. If I'm not over, then why am I getting throttled? So, yeah, those are all things. I was trying to. Yeah. So capacities in general, like it's an input and output problem, and so we got to figure out what's actually running, and then it's a. One thing I say with capacities, you've only ever have three options. You either scale up, and that's you're just throwing more hardware at it, so you're giving it more breathing room. You scale out, and so if you have multiple workspaces on a single capacity, move them to different capacities. Figure out who the noisy neighbor is, like which one is consuming all of the things, and get them isolated. And or there's a concept too of if you have a bad actor, like put them in jail, right? Like so have a really small capacity and be like, until you fix your stuff, this is where you go. And then the third option, which I always recommend, but it's the most time consuming one, optimize. Where can we optimize? Where can we change? And the reality may be, Prachi, is that for the workload that you're doing, you need a bigger capacity. Like that just may be a reality of what you're trying to do. So it's either optimization and or if you see consistent usage like that, like it's time to grow up the capacity. But if you just see like maybe it's just like a one spike that ended you up in throttling, then that might be trying to identify what that spike is. And maybe it's like an end of month or end of quarter thing. And that's like, okay, well, I know you're in development right now. I'm just using this as an example, but that could be if there's a given spike at a certain operation and that's a regular thing. Well, okay, we need to scale up for that given period and then we can scale back down. So, I mean, those are all things that you got to look at. There's no like magic answer here that's going to fix it for you. We've got to investigate it. We've got to figure out what's running and then figure out either how to optimize or change or do whatever. On the Copilot front that Patrick mentioned too, or like, Thomas brought up Copilot in the chat. The one thing that came out recently that's interesting is the Copilot capacity. It needs to be an F64 or higher for that Copilot capacity, but you can redirect Copilot operations to that capacity so that they don't impact your main capacity that's got like your Lakehouse, Warehouse, Power BI stuff on it. So that's interesting. Prachi, I wish I could give you more. There's a lot. We got to investigate it. So there's nothing I can specifically tell you what to do, but hopefully that gives you an idea of what to go after there, maybe what to look at. So good luck. Okay. Let's see here. Wait, read the chat. What are you saying, Alex? SAP can show low, but your warehouse hang on. All right, Alex said, your capacity app can show low, but your warehouse has inefficient query plans that attempt to take a lot of resources. Query insights. Okay, what do I do with that? Oh, and he put a link in there for query insights. So, yeah, and this goes down to like what workloads are you using and where you can go. So Alex, my interpretation of what you said is, so it's like we're trying to do reservations on certain things and that's causing it, but it doesn't show up in the capacity metrics app. It's interesting. So, yep. All right. Cool. Let's see here.
Sorry.
What?
Okay, let's move on, man.
Yeah. I'm moving on.
We spent a long time on this. We spent a long time on this.
It's an interesting thing.
It is an interesting thing.
Alfonso's got a question here. All right.
Okay.
Can you clarify what is needed to dynamic RLS to work with a table controlling the roles? Ooh.
Oh man,
we got a video on it, don't we?
You gotta.
I do.
Video. You should go read a video, and
read the video. Read the video.
I mean, watch the video. But Reza has a great blog post.
Yeah.
That he talks about using groups with dynamic RLS. Oh, I'll go find it. Reza Red Group RLS. It's a great blog post. It's old.
You can invoke Hey Alex, right?
Yeah.
It's usually faster than you.
Yeah. I don't want to go through all of it on them, but it's a good, security with manager level X. Oh, where's that blog post? I'll have to find it. I'll find it before this is over and put it in the chat. I'm just not.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
But yeah, there is a lot of content out there. So you have to use also the, this is where the username or user principal name function comes in from an RLS perspective.
Yeah.
And then that needs to align. You have to have a field that matches the user principal name, which looks like an email address. So it's like what you log in to Fabric with. So then you've got that table controlling. Also, that was the one scenario where we talked with Marco about, because he's always like, don't use bidirectional unless you really need it.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, we can't figure out how to do this without bidirectional. He's like, yeah, that's the one use case where you need it. So
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
I gotta find it.
moving on, Patrick.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah. Move on.
I think this
Move
is
on.
William. Hey guys, could you do a video on formula.firewall and how to rebuild the data combinations to fix the problem? So I had to like jog my memory on what the heck is formula.firewall, but using the great tools called Bing, it reminded me that that's a Power Query thing, and it has to do, you hit that when you're mixing your privacy levels. And so you got to make sure that all the connections in there match the privacy level matches. Like you can't, like if you have organization and then you have private, you're going to be in for a bad day. Yep. So yeah, you gotta just, you can go into the connections and actually, you know what? Let's head over to my machine. I'm going to show it.
Well,
is that okay, Patrick?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to come down to manage connections and gateways. And so ignore this error up top. That was something else. And so if we've got a given connection here, when we go to settings, you can adjust the privacy level, right? And so find those connections that are involved in what you're doing and then make sure that they are usable together, because that's the problem that you're hitting. So yeah. How about that, Patrick? I showed something.
That's good.
That's nice.
I'm excited.
Nice. Yeah.
Even though you messed up the videos, I guess we can forgive you now.
Yeah. That's all right. I usually find that when Patrick has to redo a video, his energy level is way better because he already had practice.
Yeah, that's not true. That's not true.
All right. Let's go with Amy. This is an interesting question. I saw this during the countdown. How can I use Timdal and pipelines to identify what specifically has been modified in the new version to audit, validate, or implement refined security based on the classification and document those revisions? I'm going to say in that particular scenario that you mentioned, I'm going to say you can't. Now, what I'm going to say, the way to do that would be Git integration.
Yeah. And simple, right? Even that's what I thought about. I can't believe I thought that.
You thought of Git.
Yes,
Patrick tries to forget about Git, but yeah. No, so the Git, so we can do Git integration from the Power BI perspective. So if you use a Power BI project file instead of PBIX, and so that'll track, and then you can enable Timdal to use as part of that. So that gets you the Timdal piece. And then on the pipeline, you can add a pipeline to Git as well. And so then you can start doing diffs and, track who did what and all of those things. And so, yes.
Let me ask you a question now.
Amy said she's getting familiar with Git, as one does.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. So let's say I don't have premium. Let's just say I don't have premium or
fabric capacity. Yeah, you don't have capacity.
Yeah. And I do save them as project files locally.
Yes. Power BI project.
Okay, on my machine. And can I integrate with Git that way and do all of it that way?
So let's say we're not taking advantage of Fabric. We're just in Power BI land. We don't have capacity. Maybe we're just a pro user. You can still take advantage of Git with Power BI from the project file perspective. It's just that you have to
Yeah.
control it at that point. So you could have multiple developers doing things, and you do that, but then you still have to like publish the file, right? Well, actually, so yeah, because you can publish the Power BI project file now. It used to be you couldn't. You could only deploy it with the Git integration, but I think they fixed that.
But now you can do it.
Yeah, you can do the
Man,
publishing.
you should do a video on that. Git without fabric capacities. You should do a video on that.
And the title of the video is going to be Git Good.
Well, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a good one though.
Yeah, what was that reaction for?
Get good. That's a good video.
Yeah,
It's a
but you
great
had the reaction
video.
before I said it. I'll let ChatGPT or Copilot come up with a cool title. I don't know. All right.
Okay.
Moving on. So yeah, Git is the way to do that, Amy. So good luck.
See,
I
Amy
love
even said, she said, yes, please. I need all your Git videos.
So I did one on Git.
See?
Yes. No, I get it. I will do Git videos. Now, so what you really want to avoid with Git, and I say this all the time, is avoid getting the error decapitated head. That's a real error with Git. So if you get that, you're in, like, I've never been able to get that, but I know someone that did, and it was an accomplishment. So it's a real error. All right. Maybe that's a video too, like how to avoid decapitated heads. It's a Git video.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat.
Then we can rebase and then, yeah, all that stuff. Also, I'm a terminal guy.
There you
When
go.
it comes to Git, it drives Patrick nuts. I don't use the UI. I don't do the things inside of VS Code. I do the terminal stuff.
I think when you do that video, you should show it both ways because some people will need the graphical user interface, the UX way.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Nate.
So,
All right. Fabric activator. Is it what was that reaction? All right. Is it possible to create a goal that a goal? Goals in activator.
Yeah. Like a KPI. Like a KPI or something.
Okay. That
trying to
compares
read
two
something.
values. So trying to read it, it's really small. Where one value is an aggregate and one is a goal. Data is, how does that have to do with activator? I don't understand
I
what.
think they want to compare them.
Yeah, and then what?
Oh, well, I don't know what they want to do with them.
Well, I'm like,
after that.
okay, well, because like just coming up with a goal versus, so you've got a target and you've got what your actual is, right? So that's how I'm reading that. We've got two values.
Yeah. Go to my machine. Let me show you something. Go to my machine.
Okay. Heading over to Patrick's machine.
Because they said it's coming from Event Hub, right? So if you set it up from Event Hub in an event stream and you have it come through, you can do a transformation on your events to do some type of comparison. You could do a join, you could join those two things together and do a transformation, and then you could send it somewhere. And one of the places you could send it is to an activator. And then instead of trying to do it in activator, you let the event stream do it with all the transformations and just have the goal, whatever you're trying to do the comparison, whatever the result of the comparison is, you send it to activator and then set up whatever the rule is. Maybe I'm approaching, maybe the two items are approaching each other, and whatever that percentage is, say when it's approaching that percentage, have activator respond to something like that.
Yeah.
So
And that's the thing I
think
love.
that's what
The activator thing, I think it's cool because you can say when you've breached the target, but one of the cool things that activator can do is, am I ramping up towards the target, right? So like, am I even getting close? Am I trending towards it? Like, I want to know before I hit it. It can do some cool stuff. Okay, so Nate said more. Hang on. So he said,
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. So you have a goal, and then you have, because you can have multiple paths on your event stream. So
Yeah.
you have the aggregate data coming in, then you have your goal coming in, then there's a join function on that transformation. Vang actually told me about this, and you could join those two together and do the comparison there in that join, another aggregate, and then send it to the event stream. It should
Nice.
work.
maybe you should do a video
anyway.
on it.
Okay. I'll talk to the Vang. I'll talk to the Vang. Nate, I'm going to talk to one of our experts with this, and I will see what we can get out.
We should do a video with the Vang. We like the Vang.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just in another part of the world, so it makes it it challenging.
We just do it in the morning.
So, okay,
yeah. All right. Hey Hayes.
I got you, man.
All right. Hey Hayes got a 3-parter.
Oh, jeez.
All right. SCD Type 2, slowly changing dimension for those that don't know. Let's say that I have a store under department A in year 2024,
so
and it
that store is
changes.
to Department B in 2025.
And it changes to under Department B in 2025. I have both of these in the dimension table. Yep, slowly change dimension, part 2. How can I show this in a dimension slicer that it only shows selected years store under the right department? And then part 3. Uh-oh, Teams just dropped up for me. And if 2025 is selected, how can I calculate the previous year store sum when it's under different departments?
Really simple. You just have to
simple.
manage it. It is simple.
Okay.
It is
Just sprinkle
simple.
some DAX
You think
on it
about-
and you're good.
It's not even DAX. It's modeling. And so when my first one comes in 2024 and I'm in Department A, I get a surrogate key that's 1. Okay, that's the very first row in my dimension table. And then 2025 comes in and I get Department B, and that is surrogate key 2. When I load up my fact table and I have, let's say, sales in my fact table, when I join back to 2024, I'm going to see those lines for that store are going to be joined to surrogate key 1. And the date is going to be joined to some dimension table. I have a video I know on this that explains this. And then in 2025, when I move to Department B and I start making sales, that's going to have surrogate key 2, and that's going to be in a fact table with all the surrogate keys for 2. I don't care about what's in the dimension table at that point. If I choose Department B, those sales are going to show up for that store in those different years and under those different departments. But I have to manage that when I'm loading my fact table. When I'm loading my fact table, there has to be some type of start in active row on my dimension that'll help me help to identify which row should be associated with that fact table. I gotta find the video. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. Sorry. It's really simple.
Really simple. Yes.
Really simple. That's really simple. That's a
All
piece
right.
of cake.
All right.
Look,
I'm gonna do.
Adam's not even paying attention to me. He's not even paying attention.
Patrick is the SCD master.
He's not paying attention to me. He's not paying
Did I need to?
attention.
Wait, what just happened?
I'm gonna do a video.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a video on this.
Well, you said you did a video though.
I thought I did a video on this.
I don't know. I know you did one on SCD too. It's okay. All right, I'm moving on because we're bumping up against time here. So I want to get Matthias's question here. Yeah, user 457 says you did. I remember you did a slowly changing dimension video. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but it was just from a Power BI perspective. It wasn't from if I select the Department B, doesn't it filter out the
It's
fact
still Power BI.
out the A? No, but the thing is, if you select Department B, you're only gonna see sales from Department B. But if you want to find out all the sales for that store, then you would need to just choose the store. Because once you go down to the department level, you'll have to change your model. And then instead of having department on store, you need to put department in its own dimension. Right? And so that's a whole different thing that we're talking about there.
All right. I want to get Matthias's question here, and then we'll cut over to member only. There were a ton of other questions in the queue. I love it. Sorry we didn't get to your questions. Patrick liked to talk a lot. It's okay. It happens.
Oh, me? Oh my God!
All right.
Who spent 30 minutes on capacity management?
Patrick, I need you to. Patrick, you're doing this. I need you to do this.
Oh my God! This right here. Doom.
Moving on.
Doom.
All right. Matthias had a question here. Can I delimit Copilot for certain user groups? And the answer is yes. So let's head over to my machine real quick. And members, Chatmaster C cleared the queue, so get your questions in. So from a tenant perspective, and we can look, but I think you can do this at the capacity level as well. But users can use Copilot and other features, and then you can specify certain security groups. that this applies to, and you can either whitelist or blacklist this, which means that these security groups are allowed, or everyone can use it except these security groups, right? So that's how you would do it. Hopefully that answers the question, Matthias. And then again on capacities, if we go into capacities, if I go into capacity, go to delegate tenant settings, you should see Copilot in here, maybe? Yeah, Copilot down here. And so this is specific to this capacity. So you could actually segregate different capacities and have certain user groups using Copilot on certain capacities. So that's another way to do it too. Cool. All right. Yes. So we are getting into member only questions. So members, get your questions in. We will go through those. If the member queue ends up not being a lot, we'll cut back over to open chat. But what this means is that members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. And then non-members, you'll still be able to watch the stream and take in all the knowledge, but you won't be able to actually use the chat itself. And so if you want to learn more about becoming a member, I'll drop the link again to do it. Come on. And we'll replace the pin. So you can, if you become a member, you'll be able to participate at that point. So we're going to go over to member only chat. And as I mentioned before, we did have questions in the queue we didn't get to. Happens every time. Come back next time if you don't want to do a super chat, or you can do a super chat, jump the queue, and we will answer the question. All right. Are you ready, Patrick?
Yes.
Tom has a two-parter question for us. He's going to start it off. So one of two. I'm getting a warning in Power BI Desktop that a map visual I've used for years is using an unsupported version of the interface. Nice grammar. And will soon be deprecated. Frustrating because it works perfectly and I can't find a replacement. How can I tell when it will be removed? So my first question to you, Tom, is which map visual? Please don't say shape map. Maybe it's shape map. I don't know. I don't know which one. So I know the general sense has been we're moving over to Azure Maps. That's kind of been a long time thing, right? Flow map. What is flow map? Have you heard of flow map?
Maybe it's a custom visual.
Is it a custom visual? I don't think that's not a base visual with inside of Power BI Desktop. And so if it is a custom visual and it's saying it's being deprecated, I have no insights on that. You have to talk to whoever made the custom visual. Let's go look.
Are we going to look really?
I'm curious.
I'll look. I'm in it. I'll go look.
I'm looking right now. Flow map is a custom visual made by someone, not Microsoft. I don't know. It's technically third party. It's not Microsoft. So you'd have to reach out to them to figure out. But it looks like if it is going to be deprecated, they're going to have to make a decision on that. So
what is that map? I think Anyway,
yeah.
So many custom visuals.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I've never heard of that one. So, but yeah, that's it's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that, Tom. Yeah. Gaston saying he's avoiding custom visuals in prod. I get it.
Yeah.
It's tough, especially when it's a non-Microsoft custom visual. It's like you don't know, and if you lock into that and then it goes away, like in Tom's situation, it's a challenge. Yeah, I know, Tom. So Tom, go to ideas.fabric.microsoft.com and get your feedback in, please.
But I don't know what the. Oh, no MS Maps do what he needs. Okay.
No, I get that. I get that.
Yep.
I get that. Well, and that's why I know there's different custom visuals that are out there. So like Mapbox has always been a good one. Honestly, check out Mapbox, Tom. That's been a pretty good one. There is a cost associated with that though, so I don't know if FlowMap was just freely available. So yeah, and then Leslie also tried to neb. Do something yourself, like the mapping thing that could be interesting using Deneb. But yeah, Mapbox has always been one of the better ones that are out there. Okay. So Prachi, thank you for becoming a member. Very much appreciated. Thank you. And then Alex said, using my 5 years to say, join us over on Reddit for amazing fabric discussions and questions. Reddit.com/r/Microsoft Fabric. You know what? Alex, I need to go in and make a chatbot command for Reddit. And that way you can just like every 5 minutes in the chat, you can just do Reddit. And that satisfies Alex's bucket. All right, moving on. Let's see here. So Leslie has a two-parter here. And I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So the path function. Oh, we've talked about this before. Oh, good old row level security. Path function to create an org hierarchy with MS Graph data to filter a table view to show people under a leader. I have a DAX table unioning the full path. And part two, is there a more efficient way to do this? So one thing I will tell you, avoid path. Like, because at that point you're doing string operations. So let me back up. You didn't actually say RLS. So my question is where...
Why?
Why and where?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. So in general, I avoid string operations if I can. It's going to be costly from a performance perspective. Where I've typically seen it is RLS, but okay, Leslie's saying it's not for RLS. So are you doing like a calculated table or where calculated column or?
Can you do it upstream?
Yeah, I would definitely say do it upstream if you can. I don't know what the source of the data is. It's coming from MS Graph, so you can't.
It's coming from
Can we do it in Power Query?
Then it's going to slow down the refresh.
I could, but that's also where like I don't know. Like you're probably doing a calculated table or column anyway with that, which means that you're doing, or is it in a DAX measure?
And it's probably self-joining. You're doing a lot of self-joining too. It's joining back to itself.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
I mean, so let's stop. Is it performing? Is it performing right now?
Yeah. So what's the challenge?
It's going to perform.
Yeah, you asked for a more efficient way to do it, but what's the problem right now? Like, is it?
Well, she's just saying, is there a more efficient way?
Yeah. Are you just curious, or if it's working?
Yeah, and you don't think the data is going to scale ridiculously, grow ridiculously, and it's working? Hey, man, I am a proponent of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But if you think the data is performing, I just hate DAX and columns and tables. I agree. I agree.
Okay. And if you're doing it from a table column, that means it's going to be it's calculated, which means it's only going to affect refresh at that point. So it's already done by the time you get into the actual report. So. Yeah, I'd have to look at it more to know if there's a better way to do it and or to figure out if there's a way to do it from a Power Query perspective. I'd see if we could do it in Power Query, but then I'd also compare which performs better. Like, I don't know what would in that case, if it's on the Power Query side or from like a calculated table perspective. Not instant, not terribly slow. Okay. Yeah. So
path is a struggle, right? The path function is a...
Yeah, I will say, and I did a video on this in terms of from the RLS perspective of don't do it at RLS. Like that's bad. Like you want to keep that as simple as possible. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Leslie, if you want to send us an example of it, we can maybe play around with it. And see if we can find something. Yeah, off the top of our head, I don't know. All right. Moving on. Prachi. Thank you for becoming a member. Question. So, in Eventstream, can we set our lakehouse file system, which means one lake, as a custom endpoint destination? The answer is no.
No. Not right now. Because what I'm trying to, I read this question earlier before Prachi became a member, because I'm trying to figure out, once you have that data, why are you trying to push it to a file system? You can push it to tables in a lakehouse, and then, because if it's coming in, you're streaming it in some format. And so why do I need to output it into text files? Why do I need to take it from probably a text file, a JSON or something like that, and put it back into a JSON? Just put it into a managed table and then use a notebook or a Spark or whatever language you want to do some transformations of your data. I'm curious.
Yeah. Yeah, more details would be great.
Yeah. I wouldn't take it from text to text.
Yeah. And then what are you trying to do with that also? Like what's the output?
Yeah.
KQL's giving it. So I'm going to put this in context back into the previous question of the F2 or F4. And Event House is giving us throttling. So
this is the same person who asked about the capacity.
Yes.
Got it, Pachi.
Yes.
Now I see. Now it's all circled back.
Yes.
What's yeah.
Patrick gets there eventually, I promise.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so like if Event House is throttling, like if that's your problem, I mean, I do know that it can. Yeah, you're gonna have to scale up on that, or relook at how do we optimize what it's actually doing, if that's possible. It may not be possible for what you're trying to do.
Lakehouse having some conversion issues, corrupt data store.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's some data.
That sounds like I don't want to say a bug.
Yeah, but when the data's coming in, though, when you're sending the data in, you can do some validations before you send it in to the event stream. So maybe take a look at the data and see if you can do some mappings between the data types in the lakehouse and the data types in your source.
All right. Prachi qualified that this is not related to the capacity question. The capacity question was just for any client. So, okay, cool. Thank you for that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Prachi. And
then Inca is really good.
I think Alex...
For
I think Alex gave Tom G. What happened?
No, they're still going off on the path thing.
Oh, well, I think Alex answered gave Tom G something to look at, because the Azure Maps does have a new path on them that looks similar to the flow.
Interesting.
And so Tom G is going to go take a look at that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Excellent.
I was trying to figure out how to do a video with that path in Azure Maps. I just couldn't come up with a good idea. Anyway,
you mean the flow?
Move on.
You mean flow, or path? Yeah. Flow, path. It's all the same. So you said path, and then I started thinking about Leslie's question. I'm like, why would you do that in Azure Maps?
Yeah.
Too many paths.
Move on. Let's move on.
All right. Yeah. Leslie's got another question, and then the queue is clear. So if you got a question, throw it in there. Otherwise, we'll go back to open chat. All right. I have a few semantic models for paginated reports that are working. Excellent. But there's always a but. When users connect, see, Patrick, this is the thing. When we're at work or we're here, no one ever just comes, hey man, everything's working great. Period. There's always a but.
No.
That's okay. But that's okay. But when users connect a new paginated report to them, PR, I'm in my Git head, and I'm like, no, it's not a pull request. It's a paginated report. So when we connect a new paginated report to them in the query designer, they can't expand tables or add columns. Really?
Is it consistent?
Yeah,
is it random? Like sometimes I can see the columns, sometimes I can't see the columns, or is it consistently whenever I connect these semantic models, they can't?
I mean, it should just work. I don't know why it wouldn't work. It shouldn't matter that you've got other paginated reports connected to it. They're independent of one another, so it should just work.
Oh, it's consistently for a couple of semantic models. Man, I'd like to see that.
Is there something specific about those semantic models? Like, are we doing, like feature-wise, are we doing certain things in those that we're not doing in others? So, like, I start breaking down, like what's different? Something's different. I don't know what.
Is there some type of role level security, object level security?
We're doing like ag tables. Are we doing? Is it direct lake versus not direct lake?
Oh, she said it worked originally.
Yeah, but so something
it stopped.
changed. It could have changed on
Yeah.
the product side, so that's fair. But I would also think that if it's happening with some and not others, something is different about them. And so what is different? You know, just a fact table and DIMS, very basic. Weird. I don't know. That's the first time I've heard that. If you were to take one of those semantic models as a test, if you republish that semantic model, does that get it working again? I get that that's not ideal, but it would be interesting as a test case, just for diagnostics, if that would. Toma, I don't know what your comment is related to about 64-bit update. No, we have to copy and paste everything in a new one to fix it. Copy and paste what? Copy and paste what? Because you're not copying and pasting a semantic model. I don't think. So you're doing that on the paginated report side, or you're doing that on the semantic model side? Queries, DAX measures. Interesting. I want more details on that. That's bizarre. And so when I still think something's different, or honestly, like if it is something product related, we'd have to open up a support case to dig into that and debug like what's going on. Like something's different. I just don't know what. Yeah, no, you're good at that. It's good. It's good. I just I start going down like what can we do to try, and I would love republishing. What?
So I don't know if everybody knows. Adam used to work in support.
Yeah, I was in support for a long time.
He's got his support hat on right now, and he's not gonna stop until he gets
I'm even starting. I'm like, can we get like a memory dump on that and maybe take a look?
Get like some paying attention. And
let's get like some fiddler traces.
Geez,
maybe we can go down that route and see like are there commands, maybe API calls that are different.
We can't answer this question. It's great. If you can send us more details, Leslie.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like that's and so honestly, like we got to open up a support case and go down that road of like what's different. Something's different to me. Something's different, and so what is it? How do we exclude things to narrow down on what it's doing? So that's bizarre. That is bizarre. All right, we got a super chat from Luke. Jump in the queue. Look at this, Luke coming in. Thank you for the super chat, Luke. Is there a row limit to Dataflow's Gen 1 on a pro account? I want to say yes. I'm trying to join files from my ADLS account, approximately 5 to 8 million rows. Oh, that's a lot with Dataflow's Gen 1.
Yeah, it's the join. Is he joining?
Yeah, he said join in. That's going to crush it.
Joining.
That's going to crush, man.
Yeah.
It will time out after 2 hours. Yeah, like that's, yeah. Yeah, merges.
Joining.
Yeah, and Alex said it too. Like
I'm waiting for Alex to say something.
No, he did.
He
did. He said, no, merges are so expensive. What are you attempting to join? What join type as well, right? So I will say Luke's not a member, so he can't respond to those, Alex. But these are good questions to ask, right? Try to avoid the join. Try to avoid the merge. And so sometimes what I've seen people do also is bring them in separately as different data flows and then do something with it after the fact, like have a multi-step operation of some sorts that might help you, but or can you filter down things before you even do it? That's just and I don't know what the source is of where these are coming from. Could we? Because sometimes what people do in this situation, and Tom, I did see do it further upstream, or I think Tom said that, or someone else. No, user 457 said it. But typically, where I see people going down this route is because they've got it coming from trying to do it in data flows, so it doesn't necessarily they can't do it upstream. That's and I do want to say there were like anytime someone starts saying millions a row with Dataflow's Gen 1, I cringe. I'm like, someone said billions one time. I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's a bad day. Yeah. So, yeah. So, try to figure out how to avoid that merge. That's the big thing, Luke. Sorry you're going through that. I avoid merge and append like the plague. And I know Alex sometimes is looking. He's like, "Nah, man, it can work, but it can be expensive. So you gotta be careful with it." All right, let's go with Shane. Yeah, P in Fabric is for patience. That's related to Leslie's question coming up. Yeah. All right. Ooh, this is small. What is it? Something need a to execute a Python. What? How to execute a Python script in an Azure function. If I recall the name, it's going to take a blob file into a data frame and push the output back to the blob. Just an article will do.
Yeah, I think I found one. It says create a Python function in Azure from a command line. I'm sure you could do it. There's other options here, but here's I don't know much about Azure functions, man. I'm about to. I don't know much about
There's
Azure
no
functions,
row limits
so.
on Dataflow Gen1. Yeah.
There you go. You could try that one, Shane, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, so if we think about this, forget the Azure function. So Patrick, putting on your Python hat,
Yeah.
we're loading data into a data frame, and then we're outputting that data from the data frame back to something.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. But then the thing is, how do you do that from an Azure function? I don't know about that.
Well, I think you create the Azure function and then you upload the file, or you can put the code in the function. I'm not 100% sure on that part because I don't know much about Azure functions, but I'm pretty sure you could do that. You just got to write the code. I'm assuming, Shane, you've already written the Python code to do that. So,
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Good job, Patrick.
Yep.
All right, Prachi. If Fabric capacity is a premium workspace, okay, so we've got capacity, and our workspace is bound to that capacity. Why do we still need a pro license for Power BI report creation? So
you always needed a pro license.
You've always needed a pro license, even with Power BI Premium before Fabric. That was always the case. Nothing has changed there. So the idea, it's the difference between consumers and authors. And so the capacity itself, the compute, is to power scale for distribution of items and whatnot. Thinking about from Power BI perspective. So it's more about consumption in that case. Whereas the creation of those is an author experience, and that's what requires a pro license. So the pro license is only for the authors, the people creating the Power BI content. And then consumption of that is driven through capacity. The consumers do not need a pro license. That's how it's been with Power BI. That's how it is with Fabric. So nothing changed. So hopefully, Luke, thank you for becoming a member. Look at that, Alex. Look at that, Alex. Yeah, no, Alex, I can't do it while I'm in the middle of stuff. I'll get it for next time. Hey, Casper's here.
We got to get Alex on a stream.
Yeah.
He's fun in the video.
All right, Luke, start typing in the chat. Like, talk to Alex, man. You guys are connected now. Do it. All right.
So, Casper.
All right, Leslie. And then this is the last question in the queue. If not, maybe we just go delve into Luke's situation more. I don't know. When will we get Dataflow's Gen2 in GCC? That is a great question.
Well, I think it's bigger though, because to get Dataflow.
Well, no, it's when do we get Fabric
so
into GCC? Yeah. It's complicated. It's complicated. So the team is aware of it. I know they're looking at it. I don't have a timeline for you. I know many people that Dan English on the CAT team. He harps on this every day, and he pushes the leadership team also. Like, we need it in GCC. Get it in GCC. So it will come. I'm sure of it. I just don't know when. Not tomorrow for sure. So. Yes. No, he's the one Yeah, Dan is the one fighting that fight, and I love him for it. So, oh my gosh, Shane, no, we're not doing that. All right, Leslie put another question in there. Any idea when slicers parameters will be coming to paginated reports in the service? Wait,
I thought they were already there.
we have parameters. It's missing the V and MVP until, wait, we have parameters. So there's no
No, I think
concept
they're
of
already
slipers
there.
with paginated. But we do have
There
parameters.
is
So they renamed it. So
Yeah,
if
we
you're
have
doing the thing in the service and not in report builder, so I think that there was this big discussion we had about, do we call them filters or parameters, but it's effectively the same thing. And so Patrick and I had given
I'm
them
missing
feedback
something.
on that. What?
Yeah.
So like go to a
It's there,
semantic
right?
model and create a paginated report within the service.
Okay, I'm trying.
So I know
to-
it's a different experience than what you have in Report Builder, but I do know they have the concept there. So they actually vetted it with Patrick and I when they were going to do it. We had a big discussion on
the
it.
users not use report builder. They
I'd
don't
rather
cost
the
you
users
money
not
to
use,
use
can't
report builder.
push them to the service without
Yeah.
filters, but it's there. Unless
Oh,
Patrick
I
looks
gotta find
in.
a semantic model.
Oh my gosh, you can't find a semantic. It's
No.
that old thing, the semantic
can't.
model that you don't use anymore. All right. Well, how about I go do it, because I've got one.
I got one right here. Create a paginated report.
Yeah.
I thought I did a video talking.
I thought you did
about-
too. Yeah, so here, let me go over to my screen. I've got it. So I just went to the semantic model and I said, create a paginated report, and now I've got these filters. So wait a second. There was a trick to this. We need to do a video. We need to do
I
a
need to do
video.
a video.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So if I do, hang on, if I do this, create parameter right there, bam, got it. So when you have the filter, click the ellipsis and then hit create parameter. Got it.
It's right here.
Wait, what did I not do?
Oh, it's there. I just did it. It's working.
What?
Parameter.
Did what? Oh,
There's,
Yeah.
there's it.
Yeah.
It works.
yeah. And then create parameter, continue, and then you've got your parameters here.
And then it's down on the bottom.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right there. Yeah. Maybe it's
Did I not do a
maybe
video
it's
on this?
GCC. So she's in GCC, so maybe it's not there in GCC. That I don't know. That I don't know, but it's there. We can follow up on that too. We can
Sorry.
check. So part of the challenge with GCC for us also is we don't actually have an environment we can look at with it. We actually tried so Dan tried to get that on the cat side, but we were actively told no. So like we don't have one we can actually go look at to compare. So yes, I can't speak for GCC if it's there in GCC, but it's there in commercial for sure. I was like, we had this, and that was a long time ago. We had that discussion too, Patrick. I don't even remember when we did that. Because remember, it was I forget who the PM was, and then John Heidi was involved in it, and it was like we pushed on them. We're like, no, you can't do that. Like that's bad. So,
Okay, so maybe I didn't do a video on this.
all right, you should do a video on parameters and yeah. Oh no, you know what? Because we talked about you were going to, and you never did. It was written on the box, and then you threw the box out.
Oh no, I have the box.
Yeah, you wrote it down somewhere, but yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Whew. We made it. We're at the end, Patrick. So and sorry, sorry, Leslie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're at the end of the stream. Thank you everyone for participating. We will be back next Saturday. I don't know if I told you that, Patrick, or not, but next Saturday we'll be here. So that's your clue. Because I don't think you watched the WhatsApp discussion where I said it also.
No. No. But the great thing is, if I don't show up, you'll still have someone here with you. So
Maybe. I don't know if Martha will be here next weekend or not. We'll see. We're working on it.
That's funny. Nobody said anything about Martha. Nobody. I was waiting for somebody to.
Yeah, Martha's part of the cube. Alex actually asked us yesterday. Is like, oh, you're doing guest videos now, and I'm like, no. She's not a guest. Like she's part of the cube.
No.
So
She's part of the kid.
Yeah, it's great. All right, so normally I ask Patrick for words of wisdom, but I'm going to throw something out of like, look, take a break. Take a break.
Yeah.
Step away from stuff. Like, don't think about work all the time. Take care of yourself. Do something fun. Do something not work related. Take part in your hobby. Like, do something. So you don't want to get into a bad spot in life, and so definitely take care of yourself. It's okay to take a break. So, and then hopefully from a work perspective, your manager and team are supportive of things if you do need to step away. So I hope that that's the case. All right. Anything else, Patrick? Are we good?
No.
All right. Well, with that, everyone, thank you so much for being here. And Toma said Happy International Women's Day. I didn't know that.
Oh,
well, all right.
Well, we gotta celebrate women.
Yeah.
We celebrate them every day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We got Chatmaster C.
Every day. Yeah.
We got Martha. We
They're
got
amazing.
all the amazing women
They're all
in the
amazing.
community. Yeah.
They're all amazing.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And we will see you next Saturday and also in the videos. All right. Bye, everyone.
Leave that up to you. I circle round, but you double back every time I turned you up. There in fact, well, I guess I met my match. I drew fast, but he drew first hand.